Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Kymbia G. I am on a roll and back with another video for season 3, episode 12 of Dante's Inferno. Penthouse. So let's get into it. Like and subscribe. So we pick up where we left off. Casper got into an altercation with Rona and Yunchol, and they've all fallen off of a balcony. But we find out that all three of them have been injured. Like, I was expecting for two to have been injured and one to have died, particularly Casper. Why is she still alive? How did she survive that fall and the chandelier crashing on her? Like, what in the world? Oh, writers, come on, you're killing me softly here. But anyway, we also find out that Seokyoung is at the police station and she is hard-headed as ever, trying to convince the policeman that she's the one who helped her dad escape into Japan, but she doesn't know where he could be. And I don't know, I guess she's trying to be helpful. I guess she figures that if she takes the fall for helping the dad escape, that they won't try to investigate further and look into the mom and Logan for being involved in his disappearance. But at the same time, I'm just like, yo, you're just making a mess of things again. Like, you just can't help it. Like, please just make up with your mama and your brother and call it a day. Stop trying to be so tough. And why are you trying to go to jail? You were in that juvenile home or orphan center, and you could not handle. You could not handle. So what makes you think that you ready for grown up jail? Like, calm down. Calm all the way down. And not only has Sojin survived, but she is still like in this whole I can't remember stage. I'm like, Bill, how many pills did you give her? How much medication did you give your mama? And the loan sharks come a knocking because I guess, Suryeon can't get through to her, and neither can the detective. So the loan sharks come through to collect. But interestingly enough, when one of the loan sharks threatens to, like, turn Biol into, like, a professional, so Jin snaps and bites one of them in the ear. So it's kind of like, well, is she acting? Because in the beginning of the season, I think she did something similar to get out of jail. She pretended to be crazy and whatnot because she seemed to really understand what was going on and react with motherly instinct when the guy was threatening, Bill. So, we shall see. And Dante has escaped. Again, like, what is going on? Like, why is he escaped again? I guess it makes sense, but like, it's still annoying, you know what I mean? And Suryeon and Logan, they get the news that he has escaped, and you can tell that this wasn't part of their plan, that they didn't expect him to get out of the mental institution, at least not so soon. And so they figured that, like, he would contact Seokyoung, and so they're in the midst of trying to set a trap for Dante whenever he makes his way back to Korea. And I'm like, Japan, it's not like it's a place where you can just run in and out. Like, he's also a fugitive in Japan. I don't think he should have such an easy time getting back, but whatever. I'll roll with it. And what was Logan Lee wearing in this episode? What was necessary about, like, having a tie that exactly matched the color of his shirt? Like, I didn't understand. I'm like, is he going into the military or something? Like, I don't know. That outfit was just all types of wrong. Who did the wardrobe for this episode? It was a miss for me. Even Suryeon in that outfit, that white shirt with the cobalt blue pants. I'm like, that's just not necessary. It just really wasn't. We see Dante, you know, trying to get back into Korea. And just as they predicted, he called his son. The son set him up with a friend or whatever to get back on the boat. But Dante curbs them. And rather than going along with the son's plan, you know, he is suspicious and he, I guess, jumps off of the boat early and he escapes on his own. And he runs right to Secretary Joe. And I'm like, oh, where has he been? You know, he's been pretty quiet, so it's kind of good to see him. You know, he's been helping Dante do some really bad things, but I don't know. I still kind of liked him. But anyway, he's bothering Secretary Joe, who's clearly just trying to take care of a sick family member. And Secretary Joe is able to give him some food because poor Dante hasn't eaten in a while. And Dante is like, yo, can I trust you? Like, will you come through for me? And Secretary Joe is like, yes, I will. I will be with you until the death, until the end. And I'm like, yo, Dante, Dante's got to be suspicious of this, because I am. Because, I mean, if you are going to work with someone like Dante, you've got to be a little bit selfish. And, you know, pledging your undying loyalty is just a bit odd for someone like Dante. You know, if he's not offering you something, if you're not going to ask for something in exchange, then it's kind of, I think he's not going to trust that. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see where things go between them from here. And, you know, it was the same thing with Seokyeon. Seokyeon was like, you're the only person that I have. I am your only son. I am here for you. And I feel like Dante didn't receive that either. And we find out that that is true, you know. It's actually Secretary Joe who drops, you know, the crumb that Suryeon and Logan Lee are having an engagement party. Right? So when he's feeding Dante at the church or whatever, he's the one who says, oh, they're planning an engagement party. And so I feel like this has got to be a part of the grand scheme of things. I mean, it has to be. And so he does help Dante get a hold of some explosives. And shortly after, we see Secretary Joe making a phone call to try and report the explosives. And Dante throws him off the building. He kills him. And I'm like, yo, I was hoping to see Secretary Joe get a little bit of revenge. Because, I mean, after all them shin kicks, ow, you know how much those shin kicks hurt? It hurts to get hit in your shins. I feel like he should have been able to kick Dante back a couple times. You know what I mean? And not just die like that. You know, I would be okay with him coming back to life in some weird way. You know what I mean? Like, that would be a good payoff. I want him to come back from the dead and kick Dante in the shin. Secretary Joe deserves it. Anyway, Dante gets the explosives and he's at Harris Palace and he's going around dressed as like a janitor or maintenance worker, and he is placing the bombs. And Marie and Logan Lee are walking around pretending like they don't see him, but they clearly see him. I mean, whatever. This is their plan, I guess. And Logan Lee goes and he, you know, rings the alarm. Oh my gosh, please evacuate everybody. So it looks like people will be safe. But lo and behold, all the kids are there. Them hard-headed kids. The parents did all that they could to buy the apartments, to get them plane tickets, so they could be on their merry way, to be out of Harris Palace, to be in another country even. Rona is supposed to go to New York to be at Juilliard. You know what I mean? And they're all there. And it's just like, will one of them not make it? You know? One of the kids? It'll be so sad. Like, will something happen to Seokyeon? Will he be the one trying to maybe like save his mom or something and not make it out of this blast? I don't know, guys. I'm not feeling too good about this. But anyway, Dante, he calls up Suryan to come to the penthouse after he's planted all the bombs, and they go at it. And this was just, it was just stupid. I didn't understand this scene at all. I mean, why did Suryan shoot the window? Like, she just wasted a bullet for what reason? She, she was looking at Judante with a detonator in his hand. And she turns to the right to shoot the window? For what? Like, what was the point of that? Like, was she trying to convince him that she would actually shoot him by shooting in a completely different direction? I don't know. Hopefully, maybe in the next episode, they'll fully break this down, but I just didn't get it. And then she shoots him in the arm and I guess close to the chest. And then she takes the detonator from him and just lovingly stares at it. Why would she do that? She could have just chucked the thing across the room or ran out with it or something. This whole scene made no sense to me. But anyway, Dante, continues to struggle with her because them two bullets ain't gonna keep him down. And so finally, they are squabbling to the point where Suryan can't take it no more. And so she really shoots him and he falls out of the window, similar to Min Sola. He falls right down into the fountain, but not before he's able to press that detonator. And Suryan is just sitting there like, la 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 la, let me just take my sweet time, my leg hurts, ow ow ow. I know he just pressed the detonator button, but I'm just gonna sit here. I don't know. I guess. And I mean, Dante was looking casket sharp in that white suit, so I'm guessing maybe he is dead now. But honestly, I don't know if he is, because I could have sworn in the first episode of this season, the guy, there was a man, like a dead body, I think, floating in the fountain, but he was face down and wearing like a dark suit. I think maybe like a black suit. I don't think the suit was white. So I'm thinking maybe Dante isn't dead, or maybe he's moved or something after this, because he's in a white suit and he falls face up. He lands face up. So I really don't think that matches the beginning of the season. So we shall see what happens. And will this be the end of Suryan? I mean, will she get caught in the blast? I mean, I don't know, because there was a scene earlier in the episode where she told Logan Lee, I promise I will not die by the hands of Judante. So I feel like some way, somehow, she's going to make it out. If I were her, I would run for that, private elevator in that, safe or bunker room he's got. I feel like that's the best way to go. But I don't know. We'll see, guys. So that was pretty much episode 12. We are maybe on the way to closure here with getting rid of Dante. He has purchased himself a ticket to hell, so maybe he's on his way there finally. I don't know. But yeah. Episode 13 is about to drop and I'm so excited. So I will be back for another review. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.